Donald Trump is currently living in fear that if Democrats make huge gains in the midterms next year and not just take back the House, but take back the House by, 50, 60, maybe even 70 seats, Trump is afraid that he is, of course, going to be impeached again. And he's right to fear that, because not only are there lots of things he's already done in 5 months that he could be impeached for, but also because Democrats, several of them, have made it clear, if we get back the power, we're definitely going to impeach you. I will get more to that in just a moment, but first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. For weeks, the headlines have focused on how Trump's so-called beautiful bill would gut Medicaid. But almost no one's talking about MAGA loyalists slipping in the most dangerous legal loophole of all. Go to ground.news/ROF to see how they're trying to block federal judges from enforcing court orders against the executive branch unless you pay a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most Americans can't actually afford to do that, so if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't matter. This is the GOP's flood the zone playbook in action. Create chaos up top with Medicaid cuts and immigration panic so the real authoritarian moves fly under the radar. And it's exactly why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners have built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the news the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first headline they see as fact, if you're reading the news somewhere else, their browser extension will actually flag the source's bias and link other credible reports so you can verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I've been using. That's only $5 per month when you go to ground.news/ROF or scan my QR code. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused. So as I was saying, you have people like Jasmine Crockett, who of course is vying to be the chair of the Oversight Committee should Democrats take over in next year's midterms, and she has definitely said impeachment is on the table. And again, Trump's already done a lot of things, mostly just the open corruption and bribes that he is accepting, that could very easily, in like 30 minutes, lead to impeachment, okay? We don't need months of investigations. We've already seen it. He's been very open about it. But that leads me to another question from a viewer. This one is from Samson Ward 9577, who asks, if Donald Trump is impeached for a third time, do you think he'll resort to declaring martial law like in South Korea last year? Now, a couple weeks ago, I would have answered this question totally differently. 3-4 weeks ago, I would have said, let's not fearmonger. Let's not try to scare people about Trump invoking martial law. That's not helpful going to these extreme, hyperbole things. That's what I would have said 3 weeks ago. But today, after what we've watched happen in this country for the last 2 weeks, I am going to answer the question completely differently and say yes. Yes, 100% without even having to think about it, Donald Trump would do something like that. Maybe not specifically declaring martial law, but of course declaring maybe another national emergency, invoking the Insurrection Act and claiming that Democrats in Congress are clearly launching an insurrection by trying to impeach me, the greatest president that has ever lived. And therefore they all have to be arrested. Pam Bondi, go in with the handcuffs. He'll do something extreme. He will do something dictator-like. Because that is what Trump does. And it is getting more extreme. This entire administration becomes more extreme with each passing week. We never thought we'd actually hit the point, right, where we'd have military Marines marching on U.S. streets, arresting civilians. But we did. We do. Trump also threatened this is going to happen in other cities. So there is no more hyperbole. There is no more, oh, you guys are being too extreme. That's out the window. Will Trump do horrible dictator type things when he feels threatened or cornered? 100%. And we know that because it's happening. Again, The people who raised these concerns during the 2024 election were dismissed. Like, you guys are conspiracy theorists, you guys are wackadoos, you're crazy, it's never going to happen even if Trump wins. It is happening. We've seen it all now. There is no more denying it, there is no more excusing it. So yes, Trump will do something horrific if he gets impeached a third time, which I also happen to think is probably a given at this point. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.